Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's edition of MPWF Superstars. I am your host. My name is DJ Johnny Feelgood, and tonight we have some good matches for you, as Wars Jim Jocko will take on the Clown Devil Saitos in singles action, as well as an Extreme Rules match. The Avenger will take on Blue. I think Steve Hurley has something to do with this matchup here, ladies and gentlemen. But what about our main event? It is going to be a triple threat #1 contenders match for the United States Championship. Who will face Richard Hawkins at MPWF Royal Rumble 2011? Craig David, Tommy Douglas, or Lethal Mathematics. But here we are as we head to ringside for our first contest of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. And here making his way to the ring is the popular Millennium Fu with a sick dude. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Jim Jocko. And for the fans who are watching MPWF for the first time, Jim Jocko is not the Hardcore Champion. The Hardcore Champion is not a real title in the MPWF, but Jim Jocko says that he is the most extreme, the most hardcore superstar in all of car wrestling, so he walks to the ring with the Hardcore title. Now this matchup, this rivalry all began for the simple fact that Jim Jocko, I mean, he stood up to Systematic Carnage. He came and he insulted Carnage, and he called out Carnage. He called Systematic Carnage a bitch. He said to him that Systematic Carnage, you know, he's not the same self anymore. He's a wimp. He's succumbing to Helios Christ and allowing the darkness to take control of him. Well, Carnage just snapped and landed himself in a match at Royal Rumble for the World Heavyweight Championship, and the Princes of Darkness tried to attack Jim Jocko in this episode of War. They think that Jim Jocko has brainwashed him somehow, but again, I don't know if that's the case. Systematic Carnage took out Jim Jocko as well, so I guess we'll have to wait and see how this whole thing plans out. I mean, from what we saw in MPWF Superstars last week, Systematic Carnage, it seems that he still does have some kind of power in the darkness. Last week, Saitos tried to stand up to Systematic Carnage, but Systematic Carnage put him in his place. So, I mean, it seems that Saitos is still in fear of Carnage, even though their leader is Helios Christ. I have no idea what is happening in this situation here on War with the Darkness. But again, I want to see how these events unfold, how it sets up the Royal Rumble, how it sets up our road to WrestleMania. Because, ladies and gentlemen, our first event on WWE 12, which comes out Tuesday, November 22nd, will be the Royal Rumble. I tell you right now, it's going to be a great show, guys. I cannot wait for that event. So there's Saitos accompanied to the ring with Brian Barbados. And here we go. Saitos wants to punish Jim Jocko. He wants to show him a lesson here. And Saitos now got Jim Jocko right in that headlock, and there's the elbow to the back of the head. Oh, what a boot there by the Clown Devil. But Saitos, ladies and gentlemen, is the biggest cruiserweight you will ever see anywhere. He is thick for a cruiserweight. But Jim Jocko's pretty thick himself. And Jim Jocko, look at this, driving those elbows right into the trapezius muscle of Saitos. They're both these men in this matchup will be competing in the 40-man Royal Rumble matchup on WWE 12. I mean, it's going to be a hell of an event, the Royal Rumble. I mean, who is going to be heading to WrestleMania? It certainly isn't going to be Sean Stevens. Sean Stevens was arrested this week on Annihilation on premise because apparently he was the man who ran over Ricky Cash and tried to attack the MPWF chairman, but I don't believe that at all. I don't think any of the superstars in the back believe that. Everyone believes that Steve Hurley and the Dynasty had something to do with it. But they have managed to frame Sean Stevens, and there's an elbow to the back of the head by Jim Jocko. Jim Jocko there with an elbow. I mean, we also have a huge main event later tonight. Again, triple threat matchup. The winner of that match gets a shot at Richard Hawkins' United States Championship at the Royal Rumble. Jim Jocko now going for the cover here on Saitos. And Saitos gets a shoulder up, and I can tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, WWE 12, again, it comes out, by the time this video is posted, will be tomorrow night, and it's going to be great. I mean, IGN gave that game a 9.0 rating. I mean, I thought it was going to be just an extended version of SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, but apparently with a 9.0 rating, that's the highest rating I think we've seen in a wrestling game since like Here Comes the Pain or something. And there's a kick out there by Jim Jocko. So I'm extremely excited for that game, and Jim Jocko isn't excited about those punches. And then Jim Jocko's gonna have to stop. They can get out of the ring. Jim Jocko's gonna have to stop deflecting those punches with his face. And oh, there's a throw back on the outside of the ring there by Jim Jocko, the man with the Gal haircut. Again, Jim Jocko came off as a goofy character, much like El Moscow Luchadores. And oh, what a move there by Jim Jocko on the outside of the ring. But Jim Jocko showed the world that he has what it takes to survive here in the MPWF at Halloween Havoc. He faced Systematic Carnage in a one-on-one matchup, and he had a great showing. And in doing so, it seems that the fans have really gotten behind Jim Jocko. I mean, could you imagine if Jim Jocko went to WrestleMania? If Jim Jocko got the shot of a lifetime to headline that event? And then, oh, go ahead throwing him for a hip toss there to Sato's. I mean, Jim Jocko could probably endorse better, I don't know, Head and Shoulders hair. I have no idea. But Sato's picking up Jim Jocko here. And now, oh, what a slam there by the Clown Devil, Sato's. And I tell you this, if Saito's wins the Royal Rumble matchup, he's gonna just sit down and lay down for Helios Christ at WrestleMania. That was him and Kenpachi Toshihiro's plan last year for Systematic Carnage, and I have a feeling that's gonna be their plan this year as well. Well, Toshihiro isn't in the MPWF anymore; he's in Japan. But going for the cover here, 1, 2, and oh, kick out there by Jim Jocko. And now back around with that waist here. Now Sato's got him up. Sato's in. Oh, what a slam there by Sato's to Jim Jocko, knocking him on the mat. And Sato's is in control of this matchup. Now Sato's headed to the top rope. Sato's on the top rope. And oh, Jim Jocko got a kick right to the head, knocking him off the turnbuckle. Big move there by Jocko. And now Jim Jocko going to throw Sato's into the turnbuckle. And this has been a great matchup thus far. Brian Barbados hasn't got involved yet, but don't rule that out. And there's a face buster there by Jim Jocko. Jocko now going for the cover here, and it's a rope break. And now Jocko throwing Saito to the outside of the ring. Sato's hanging on, and Jim Jocko knocking him down with a clothesline. And Jim Jocko gonna go high risk springboard elbow. No, he misses. He misses the elbow. Able to recover though, and Sato's now throwing him into the barricade. And now Sato's has him up. And now, oh, face first goes Jim Jocko. Face first on the barricade. Sato's now throwing Jim Jocko right to the steel steps. And Sato's is now just punishing Jocko. And this is exactly what Sato's wanted to do from the beginning of this matchup. And that's what he's doing right now. And Sato's now back with that headlock. And oh, an elbow. A big elbow right to the head. And there's another boot. Look at that. How brutal was that boot by Sato's? And again, Sato's knows that he's in control. He knows that he's ruling this matchup. And now Jim Jocko pushing him away, trying to fight back. There's a huge uppercut punch by Jocko. Jocko now again with another uppercut punch. Jocko trying to fight back here. There's an elbow. And he knocked down referee Marty McFly accidentally. And Jim Jocko pulling out a weapon. Jim Jocko pulling out a weapon. Brian Barbados telling him to stop. And never mind, he's not going to use it. He's using it to create another maneuver. Triple jump moonsault by Jim Jocko here. What a move. Jim Jocko using the chair as a decoy and hitting the moonsault off the top turnbuckle. How athletic was that by the Millennium Fool? And now, oh, what a drop kick to the face. Jim Jocko now trying to fight back in this matchup. Brian Barbados bugging out on the outside of the ring. Jim Jocko throwing Sato's into the turnbuckle. And now, Jim Jocko back with that face buster again. And oh wait, here comes Jim Jocko. Jim Jocko, ladies and gentlemen, the jock drop. And he hits it, the jock drop by Jim Jocko to Sato's to end this matchup. And he put his foot on the rope. And he put his foot on the rope. 1, 2, 3. Jim Jocko makes sure he wins this matchup. Jim Jocko's defeated the Clown Devil Sato's here tonight on Superstars. What a win for Jim Jocko. Look at this, getting inside the ring of the Princess of Darkness. And Sato's is flipping out on the other side of the ring. But Jim Jocko survives tonight. And this is not what the Darkness wanted at all. But Jim Jocko, the winner of this matchup. A big victory for Jim Jocko here now on Superstars. Well, here we are backstage with Annihilation Superstars, White Boy Fresh and MVP. Well, everyone gets prepared for the Royal Rumble matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone is getting prepared for the Royal Rumble. MVP and White Boy Fresh will both be a part of that matchup. Imagine if MVP main event at WrestleMania. That'd be unreal. But ladies and gentlemen, here comes the Avenger, the man with the badass goatee. I think that thing gets longer each and every week. But the fact of the matter is that he has been booked in this Extreme Rules match against Blue. And again, that obviously has something to do with the new general manager of Annihilation, Steve Hurley, the YouTube president of Core Wrestling. But I mean, the fact that the Avenger would frame his friend Sean Stevens is ridiculous. But obviously the Dynasty aren't his friends. And it's like MVP said, he told Sean Stevens not to deal with these guys in the first place, and now we can see why. Sean Stevens is now currently in prison, whilst these guys are walking around carefree. And they know who did it. I don't care what happens to me, I for sure know that it was someone on the Dynasty or Steve Hurley that ran Ricky Cash over and attacked the MPWF chairman. It's just a matter of finding someone who can prove it. Listen to this ovation. Blue gets an amazing ovation every time he comes to the ring. Blue is one of the most beloved superstars in the MPWF, but tonight he has to go one-on-one with that monster, the Avenger, in an Extreme Rules matchup. I mean, how about Sean Stevens also being stripped of the junior heavyweight title as well? I mean, some things are just ridiculous on Annihilation. But I tell you right now, Blue isn't going to back down from this fight. Blue is going to give it his all. He has so much heart and determination. I look at the Avenger just mocking Blue. And Blue, oh, never mind. The Avenger saw it coming. And the Avenger catching with the overhead back body drop. And this matchup could end quickly. And now the Avenger, oh, what a shoulder block. This match could end extremely fast. Look at that shot to the face by the Avenger. The Avenger could give a damn about Blue. And now look at this here. Oh, what an atomic drop. Learned that one from Tyrone Fitzgerald. And Tyrone Fitzgerald also going to be a part of the Royal Rumble matchup. He will not be challenging for the MPWF title at the Royal Rumble. He cannot do it because he is claiming that he is suffering from second-degree burns from the matchup at No Surrender, the Inferno match, which I think is a bunch of bullshit. But again, that's just my opinion. And I don't like to swear as much, but that's what the Annihilation brand does to me with Steve Hurley in control of it. I look at the Avenger, had the guitar, and oh, gets hit in the face with it by Blue. Blue hitting the Avenger in the face with a guitar, sings him a song, heads to the top rope, corkscrew, and nails the Avenger. Nails the Avenger there with a corkscrew off the top rope. And now look at this, Blue cheering with the fans. I'm not too sure if that is the smartest move on Blue's part. The Avenger is the most dangerous, well, not the most dangerous, but he could one day be one of the most dangerous men in the MPWF. He's extremely large, and you want to stay on him when you have the opportunity to. And look at that shot there by Blue. And now Blue, look at this. Blue taking control of this matchup, and Blue throwing the Avenger into the crowd. Also, we also found out on Annihilation that the Black Giant will be defending his MPWF title against Lamar James Jackson at the Royal Rumble matchup. But now the Avenger in trouble as Blue's going to go high risk there. Tope and Tomica to the outside the ring. A huge helo over the top rope. What a move by Blue. And now Blue throwing the Avenger onto the barricade. Look at how happy that fan is. That fan was the happiest fan I've ever seen in my life. But look at this. Blue. Look. Look at that fan. Look at that fan, Blue there, showing how much of a badass he is against the Avenger. And he's taking control of this matchup. And there's a shot with the crutch. The hell was the look of that fan? And now, oh, what a net breaker there by the Avenger. The Avenger hits the net breaker. And now what's the Avenger planning to do here is, oh, hits him right in the face with a replica championship. Right in the face with the replica title. And now look at this, the Avenger watching here and, oh, just grinding Blue's face in the title. Just grinding Blue's face in the title. And, yeah, I'm not sure how much damage that does to someone, but definitely mocks them. I know that at least. And oh my god, look at the strength of the Avenger. And oh, the Avenger slamming Blue right to the ground. To the ground. Emphasis on commentary. And now, oh, face first. Blue hits the steel ring post. And now the Avenger got that crutch again. And why the hell the fans? What? That fan is still standing there. He glitched. That fan glitched. What in God's name? Hopefully they fix that in WWE 12. That's just ridiculous. Look, take a look at this fan here. He's still just standing there. Well, I'm so distracted by that fan. And oh, shot to the face by the Avenger with the steel chair on Blue. And this is not what Blue wanted. The Avenger taking control of this matchup, and he is pissed off at being embarrassed earlier by Blue. And now away Blue with a reversal. Back to the headlock. What a clothesline. What a clothesline knockdown there by the Avenger. All that was just raw impact. Nothing else, nothing more. Just some vile ass impact. Oh, what an elbow to the back of the head. And now look at this T-bone suplex there by the Avenger. A huge T-bone suplex by the Avenger. What a right hand. What a right hand. And now look at this here, ladies and gentlemen. Go for the power bomb right there. A power bomb on Blue. And that's it. It's over. It is over. And you see Blue's not getting up. The Avenger now setting up the table again. And I have no idea what the Avenger has planned. Blue is, as you can see, is clearly not getting up. Blue is seriously hurt from that power bomb. And there's a full Nelson slam there. And the Avenger is now just punishing Blue because he can. T-bone suplex here again. Another vile T-bone suplex there by the Avenger. Look at that right hand. Another big right hand. And another one. Just feeding him shots. And now go for that power bomb again. The second power bomb this time by the Avenger. And he's just destroying Blue at the moment. Now he has that table. And the Avenger setting up in the corner. Blue is destroyed. He is out. Well, he's out on his feet now, but the Avenger throwing him into the table. Now, what is he planning to do here? What is he planning to do? Oh, jackknife powerbomb! Oh! The table was on delay. The powerbomb through the lag table. And now the Avenger goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. And obviously, the fat lady is singing. The Avenger pulls out the win. Well, I don't even have much to say about that Extreme Rules match. Blue had no business being in that matchup with the Avenger in the first place. But the Avenger getting embarrassed. Blue showing a lot of heart and determination in this matchup. And the Avenger destroys him for it. And he wins the matchup. And this Steve Hurley. Wait, what the hell? Steve Hurley has the junior heavyweight title. What is going on here? The hell? Why did Steve Hurley just handed the Avenger the junior heavyweight title? There is no way in hell that the Avenger is a junior heavyweight. That's simply not possible. He's about 3 junior heavyweights. The hell is going on here? Oh, and guys, this conversation is going to be talking about qualifying matches for the Royal Rumble. Well, this was recorded before I knew that there was a 40-man Royal Rumble match on WWE 12. So there will be no more qualifying matches because pretty much anyone can compete in that match. So just to justify that, just enjoy watching Shift and Victor Dragon chat backstage. Thank you. Well, that's also true, guys. Shift could win the Royal Rumble match and head to Annihilation, win the MPWF Championship, and Dagger could be the World Title match at WrestleMania. Anything can happen at the Royal Rumble, but it's time for our main event here on Superstars. And here comes the Canadian hero, the Canadian sensation, ladies and gentlemen, Tommy Douglas. And Tommy Douglas has been feuding with Richard Hawkins since this springtime, pretty much. I mean, when Richard Hawkins got drafted over to MPWF War, he was losing all of his matches. Tommy Douglas was trying to help him out, but Richard Hawkins eventually turned heel by attacking Tommy Douglas and claiming that the only way to win was to cheat. And now Richard Hawkins goes on his legit one rants. Tommy Douglas would love to be the man to take the United States Championship from Richard Hawkins at the Royal Rumble. And I tell you right now, Richard Hawkins wasn't happy that his in-ring championship celebration got broken up by Douglas, Mathematics, and Craig David. Richard Hawkins isn't here tonight, but I can bet your bottom dollar that he is somewhere watching this matchup. And this is the man who was the former United States Champion and last year's Royal Rumble winner, ladies and gentlemen, Craig David, the Superstar. Can Craig David win the Royal Rumble this year? Can he do it 2 years in a row? I believe there's only 2 people in the history of wrestling that have done that, Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Correct me if I am wrong, but Craig David has an opportunity to do that at this year's Royal Rumble. Last year he won the MPWF Championship against Yamasaki Yoshino. I mean, what a night it could be for Craig David. He could potentially end up winning the United States Championship and winning the Royal Rumble and going on to do what he's been doing this year and main eventing CPVs as the United States Champion, bringing great prestige to that championship title belt. So Craig David is one of the most loved superstars in the MPWF as well, and he wants to get his hands on Richard Hawkins. We saw him super kick Vern Mongo, and Craig David is actually going to be in one-on-one competition with Vern Mongo this week on MPWF War. And this man right here is who I believe is the dark horse to win the entire Royal Rumble matchup. A lot of people forget that Lethal Mathematics was in the final 3 of the Royal Rumble match last year. It was between him, Craig David, and Joe Eagle. That's amazing. 2 people at the final 3 are in this matchup. Lethal Mathematics ended up unifying the United States Championship with the Internet title last year at the Welcome to YouTube show and became the first ever YouTube champion. Lethal Mathematics so far this year has defeated Joe Eagle and Yamasaki Yoshino. Mathematics is a hell of an athlete. But I mean, with Hugh Charles being demoted back to the World Wrestling Future, he now is able to concentrate on singles competition, except this week, him and Tommy Douglas will be challenging for the tag team titles as well. So that's going to be a hell of a matchup, I can tell you that right now. So Mathematics can end up being, same as Douglas, they can be tag team United States Champion and World Champion by WrestleMania. They can take all the gold, but here we are, Mathematics kind of watching in the background as Craig David and Douglas going at it. That's probably a smart move there by Lethal Mathematics. And again, if you didn't check War this week, make sure you do. It was the final showdown, a 20-minute Iron Man match between Helios Christ and Brian Adams. Great match, phenomenal matchup. Some have said it's a match of the year candidate. And again, we'll be releasing some of our match of the year sometime in December so the fans can vote on which were the best matches of 2011. But unfortunately, it will be the best matches of the latter part of 2011 because of the footage that is left on the computer that the MPWF runs on. But again, we'll release the matches that will be available to choose from. And now look at this. Lethal Mathematics going to drive Craig David's knee right to the mat. Douglas now turning him around. And now sending him to the turnbuckle. What a big clothesline there by Tommy Douglas. And now, oh, missing that shot there. Craig David now around with a waist lock. So Douglas and Craig David, they both competed in the Hell in a Cell matchup at Halloween Havoc for the world title. That was a brutal matchup. Mathematics, I don't think, well, he hasn't got a shot at the World Championship, I do believe, but Mathematics had a shot at the MPWF title before. In fact, he faced Craig David for the MPWF Championship, and Craig David defeated Lethal Mathematics. That's some interesting trivia for you fans right there. And now Craig David looking to go high risk here off the top rope. Craig David with a corkscrew knocking down Tommy Douglas. And now David got Douglas up, but Lethal Mathematics turning Craig David around. I don't believe that Lethal Mathematics has actually beaten Craig David before. And oh, Craig David had eyes in the back of his head. And, oh, never mind. Douglas going to the outside of the ring. Craig David thought he was doing something else, and he knocks him off the apron. And Douglas now heading to the top rope here, looking to go high risk. Douglas, and he nails Lethal Mathematics off the top turnbuckle. Craig David now throwing him into the barricade. And now, face first goes Tommy Douglas into the barricade. Craig David now going to bounce his head off the... Oh, never mind. Mathematics breaking it up. Mathematics wants a piece of David in this matchup. And now throws Craig David right in the steel steps. Douglas now back with that headlock. Lethal Mathematics with a reversal to a headlock of his own. And now, oh. Pulls down on the eyes as Mathematics. Lethal Mathematics, the third youngest superstar in the MPWF. Taking control of this matchup. And oh! Shooting star press the outside of the ring by Craig David. knocking down Lethal Mathematics, and now a bulldog by Tommy Douglas. The action is fast and furious in this triple threat matchup. I mean, it's amazing. It was a triple threat matchup that ultimately cost Craig David his championship. It was a three-way dance, elimination rules, and Douglas now dragging David back inside the ring. And again, we're going to be seeing another triple threat matchup at the Royal Rumble, as there's going to be Helios Christ defending his world championship against Apollo and against Systematic Carnage. And Mathematics sends David into the turnbuckle here. Now sends Douglas into it. And Mathematics now sting a splash on Craig David. And now Mathematics, drop kick to the back of Tommy Douglas. And Mathematics is in control. And the fans are going ballistic for the man of tomorrow with the gadgets to win today. I almost messed up his catchphrase there. And now, what a suplex there by Lethal Mathematics. And Douglas now, elbow to the back of the head. That was a quick elbow. Famouser! Famouser by Lethal Mathematics. Going for the cover. This could be it. And Craig David breaks up the count. And a great Famouser. Douglas, I think, moved out of the way of that shot. Lethal Mathematics has now got Craig David. Kick to the gut. Here comes a double team to David. And a suplex there by both men. And now Mathematics has David back up here. Irish whip now. Sending him into the turnbuckle again. Douglas now has Mathematics. Mathematics proving that he may be the quickest man in this matchup. And now, what a drop kick. What a drop kick by Mathematics. And now, big clothesline. Mathematics heads to the top rope here. Some people have dubbed Lethal Mathematics the next Shawn Michaels with that elbow. Mathematics is very flattered by that comment, but he says that he wants to be the first Lethal Mathematics, and he could be. And now, kick to the knee there. Another kick to the gut. And now, Pythagoras Theorem. Pythagoras Theorem out of nowhere. Mathematics going to go for the cover on Douglas, and he does. This is it. He's the #1 contender. 2, 3. Douglas got the shoulder up at the last second. Somehow, some way, Douglas kicked out of the Pythagoras Theorem. And now, Douglas watching Lethal Mathematics go to the outside the ring. And now Douglas got Craig David, and now suplexing him to the outside of the ring. And Douglas with a double axe handle. And now the Canadian hero taking control of this matchup. I tell you, all of Canada will be happy if Tommy Douglas went back to Canada with the United States Championship. What a big clothesline. What a big ass clothesline by Tommy Douglas. And he now heads back inside the ring. And now Craig David trying to take control. No, Douglas able to go around the back. And now going for that shin breaker. Mathematics heads to the top rope here. Heading to skeevy and whatnot. But what a shot by Douglas. Knocking him off the apron. And now Tommy Douglas has got Lethal Mathematics. Craig David with the nip up. But I don't think anybody else realizes. Tommy Douglas now superplex off the top rope. A superplex. And now Craig David DDT to Tommy Douglas. Now he's dragging him in the center of the ring here. Craig David now setting up. Craig David now setting up for the super kick. Douglas getting up here. Douglas getting up. Lethal Mathematics watching. Super kick there by Craig David. Lethal Mathematics. Superstar Craig David blocked it. To the rope backbreaker to Lethal Mathematics. Off the super kick. Going for the cover here on Douglas. Is this it? 1, 2, 3. Mathematics can break it up in time. Craig David is your winner and the #1 contender for the United States Championship. Well, that was a hell of a matchup, a hell of a main event here on Superstars, but Craig David will get his wish. He will get his shot, his rematch at Richard Hawkins at the Royal Rumble. He will be challenging for the United States Championship. Can the Superstar leave the US Champion? Can he win the Royal Rumble 2 years in a row? Thank you for watching this week's edition of Superstars. Make sure you buy WWE 12 November 22nd, and also make sure you continue to watch the MPWF on either the MPWF 2012 page or the MPWF Chairman page. My name is DJ Johnny Feelgood, and I'm signing out. Thank you, guys.